Locking attractive power prices in Brazil. I am Rafael Hertzberg, an energy consultant based in São Paulo, Brazil. The agenda of this presentation will cover technical power cost references, market power prices, decision-making process, and next steps. Technical cost references involve basically short and long terms. The short term, we do have in Brazil two very important references. The spot power prices, as published by the power clearing house known by the name CCEE, and the marginal cost of operations, which is based on the independent system operator and shows what the real cost of operations are. The long-term power prices is based on my own calculation and refers to the marginal cost of expansion, and it is associated with the Brazilian future power matrix. And the marginal cost of expansion, my definition, is the cost to deliver one additional megawatt hour out of new power plants to be built. This graph shows the spot power prices published by the clearinghouse, and it is associated with a 15-year time frame. And what we can see here is that in the very beginning, power prices were very well behaved, but since 10 years ago, there is a lot of volatility and the average power prices raised exponentially. The only difference when it comes to the marginal cost of operations and the spot power prices is the maximum value in this graph. The power clearinghouse establishes a ceiling price according to the regulations, and the difference is charged to all deregulated power users. So what I like to do is consider the marginal cost of operations because it shows very clearly the actual running costs. One important piece of information is about market prices. And there is a company that consolidates all deals that were locked between power traders and their industrial, commercial, and institutional energy users. And they are studied in two segments, the conventional power and subsidized power. The conventional power is for larger energy users and subsidized power is for smaller sized ones. For this last week of November, power prices for future delivery is shown here in this table. For the next quarter, it's about 196 reais per megawatt hour for conventional power. And for long-term prices, and by that I mean for a 3-year time frame, is about 159 reais per megawatt hour. And subsidized energy for the next quarter is 256, and for the long term, 204. I should say that right now, $1 is about 3.2 reais. I like to calculate the marginal cost of expansion using basically 4 items. First is the unitary investment for power generating plants, and by that I mean hydropower plants, wind power plants, solar, biomass, and natural gas driven power plants, and even coal. The second aspect is considering the future power matrix according to the regulators' expectations and associated auctions. The third aspect is including an appropriate value for the interest rate, which must contemplate the country risk as well. And last but not least, the fuel. If we are not talking about hydro, solar, or wind, we have to include the fuel costs. Well, the matter of the fact is that by using those four important pieces of information, we come up with a value that is denominated in reais per megawatt hour. So now that we have the marginal cost of operations, marginal cost of expansion, and we have at hand market prices for future delivery, we are in a position to compare if the market prices are attractive vis-a-vis the marginal costs that we are dealing with. The decision-making process involves four bullets. The first one is asking, is the market price below the marginal cost of expansion? What kind of contract terms are being offered by the market? What kind of portfolios am I interested in? I'm talking specifically about volumes, prices, and risk management. Am I willing to come up with one big shot, or would I like to set up a step-by-step procedure so as to reduce risks? What kind of prices am I interested in? A fixed price which will be escalated by an inflation index, a spot price, or a collar price? This method is basically very simple. It's about two steps. One is what I call graphic analysis, and by that I mean understanding the marginal cost of operations, the spot power prices, the marginal cost of expansion, and market power prices that are offered. This is one point, and the other one is how I would like to model my own contract. And most importantly, we are talking about prices and volumes. Make sure to ask for your own video conference, and that will include the presentation of all these important power prices and costs as discussed previously. And then we will have ample time to discuss your own boundary conditions. All this to make sure that you go for a well-informed decision regarding power contracting. Thank you very much for watching this video, and here goes my contact information: mobile number, Skype, email, and Twitter. I am looking forward to hearing from you soon.